What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for week 15 of La Liga predictions. And I also am giving away $100 to a lucky patron of the channel. So all you have to do if you want to be entered is click the Patreon link in the description and sign up. And every active paying member will be entered into the draw for a chance to win $100. So thank you so much for all the support. Flashing up on the screen is everyone that is already supporting me on the Patreon and therefore entered. So if you want your chance to win, you want to shout out in every single video, as well as access to exclusive members, tips, and accumulators, and direct messaging access to me, then click that top link in the description. And the more support we get, the more giveaways we'll do, because this giveaway was off the back of the extra support on the Patreon over the months of October and November. So if we get a lot of support through December, I'll probably continue it through January and possibly monthly after that. So thank you so much for the support on the Patreon, on the channel, where we're nearly at 48,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. And of course, when we get to 50k, we'll be adding Europa League to the mix. So subscribe down below, because it's very exciting here on the Full 90. We've got the World Cup next year as well. It's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait. And with that being said, let's get straight into La Liga, building off of a very good week last week, by the way. Now, I'm recording this before Real Madrid's trip to Athletic Bilbao, but we absolutely smashed it last week. We had 2 perfect scores. Could have had 3 if Barcelona didn't score their 3rd goal against Atletico Madrid, but we've currently got 9 correct tips from the last video, which is just absolutely insane. All the tips are really high odds as well. We had Bilbao to win 2-0. Bilbao to win was the tip at 2.2. We had BTTS and under 3.5 goals at 3.2 for Vallecano Valencia, and correctly predicted a 1-1 draw. We had Barcelona and both teams to score against Atletico Madrid. It was 2.87. So really good week in La Liga. Probably the best week I've ever had. So let's see if we can build on that. Today we're kicking off with Real Oviedo up against Mallorca. I think Real Oviedo and Levante, I might have said it last week, they're the 2 that I think are nailed on for relegation, and there already is a little bit of a gap forming, 3 points between Levante and Oviedo and safety as it stands, but I think that is just going to grow over the season. Oviedo haven't won in months, and I don't think they beat Mallorca here, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Mallorca, and the tip is going to be Mallorca draw no bet at odds of 1.83, because Mallorca are considered slight outsiders in this game. I don't see how that is the case. They had a well-fought draw with Osasuna, 2-1. That's not a terrible result. Oviedo lost to Atletico Madrid 2-0. I predicted Atletico Madrid 3-0, but ultimately did say Atletico Madrid win to 0. I'll go with an Oviedo goal, but ultimately Mallorca should have enough here, Friday night football, to get an away 3 points. After this, we have Villarreal up against Getafe. Villarreal, I mean, they've got a game in hand, so if they win that, they will be only 2 points off of Barcelona, which means it is in their hands as to whether or not Villarreal could win an historic La Liga title. I think Villarreal win here against Getafe. I think it'll be high scoring. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. And the tip is going to be Villarreal to win at 1.6. I think the odds are really good. They've won 10 of their 14 games, and the odds 1.6 at home. I know Getafe have had some good performances this season. They did just come off a win against Elche, which was decent, but Villarreal at home, the Yellow Submarine, they're taking all 3 points there for me. After this, it's the Battle of the Blue Stripes. It's Alaves up against Sociedad. Alaves 3 losses on the bounce. Sociedad losing out to Villarreal with a late winner. I thought I had another correct score prediction. I predicted 2-2 in that game, but I think it was the 97th minute Villarreal got a winner, but it didn't matter because my tip was both teams scoring over 2.5 goals at above evens. But for this game, I do think Real Sociedad can bounce back with a win, 2-0. And again, like Mallorca, considered slight outsiders, so I've gone for the same tip at the same odds. Real Sociedad draw no bet at odds of 1.83. I've tipped Sociedad draw no bet twice this season at 1.83. Once was a win, the other time was a push, so I think it's time we add another win to that for a Real Sociedad away win. After this, it is Real Betis up against Barcelona. Barcelona with all the W's, looking wonderful, and I think this is going to be a step too far for Real Betis. Barcelona also have a day's extra rest. Barcelona played yesterday against Atletico Madrid, winning 3-1. Real Betis play tonight in the Copa del Rey. Granted, they'll probably rotate, but still, Barcelona with an extra day. I think they get a win. 3-1 looks good to me. And last week, we got Barcelona and both teams score at 2.87. Bang on. I'm going to do the same tip, slightly lower odds this time. Barcelona and both teams to score at odds of 2.75. Following this, it's the Battle of the Red Stripes. It's Athletic Bilbao up against Atletico Madrid. Athletic Bilbao, they have a day's less rest. They're playing Real Madrid in La Liga tonight. They won their previous game before against Levante 2-0. We got that bang on. Atletico Madrid lost to Barcelona 3-1. We said 2-1, very, very close. Before that, Real Oviedo, we said 3-0, very, very close. So basically, if Barcelona's third goal became Atletico Madrid's third goal, we would have got 2 perfect scores. So we're very, very close, ultimately, with Atletico Madrid. I think this is going to be much lower scoring. Athletic Club Bilbao don't have a great record against Atletico Madrid, not recently. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. And I thought about Atletico Madrid to win. I did. But I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid double chance and under 3.5 goals instead. The odds are 1.61. The odds are really low, but that allows 0-0, 1-1, 1-2, 3-0. 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. I think it's quite likely. And Atletico, they've won a lot of games. You know, they lost to Barcelona, yes, but before that it was just win, 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 win. And I think they will get back to winning ways here against Athletic Club Bilbao, who are having an okay season. But yeah, I think Atletico Madrid are just a bit better. After this, we travel to Elche up against Girona. Elche considered the home favourites here. I can see why. Girona, maybe with a point or a few points here, they could see themselves leap out of the relegation zone after getting 5 points in their last 3 games. I think they are going to be able to get a point here against an Elche side that haven't won a game in forever. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and the tip is simply both teams to score at odds of 1.7. Elche losing out to Getafe 1-0 was disappointing. Girona got a spirited draw with Real Madrid. Real Madrid did have a bunch of goals disallowed, but ultimately, and I know a few people in my community were burned by that Real Madrid point. I think the same here. If Real Madrid won that, basically anytime Real Madrid drop points, it usually spells trouble for people's betting slips. But ultimately here, I think Girona can get at least another point. And as I said, the tip is both teams to score. After this, we travel to Valencia up against Sevilla. Now, I went against the grain last game week. Rayo Vallecano were strong home favourites to beat Valencia. And everything I was seeing, all the articles were saying that Vallecano would win. I went against the grain and went with a 1-1 draw. And both teams to score under 3.5 goals. It did end in a 1-1 draw. I do think Valencia are a decent team. And they're finally getting back out of the relegation zone. And I'm going to go for a Valencia win here, even though I do like Sevilla, and I think Valencia and Sevilla are on very similar sort of levels. I'm going to go for home advantage here and go for a 2-1 win to Valencia. However, the tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.9. Sevilla, disappointing in their loss to Betis. A red card didn't help them there, but they also lost to Espanyol. Both teams did score, beating Osasuna early in November as well. But ultimately, Valencia unbeaten in 3. I think they can get another 3 points here and really climb their way up the table. That would see them leapfrog Sevilla. Like I said, I think they're relatively similar in terms of level. Shouldn't be this low. They should both be up about here. But I'm going to go for a Valencia win. After this, it is Espanyol up against Vallecano. Vallecano with 3 draws in a row, and Espanyol haven't drawn in donkeys. I'm going to make it 4 for Rayo Vallecano. I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw. And just like we predicted there, I'm going to go for the same tip again. Both teams to score and under 3.5 goals. The odds are 3. I think it's very, very likely. I don't see Vallecano losing. Even though Espanyol have come off the back of 2 wins, Celta, Vigo and Sevilla, Vallecano are tough to beat. They only lost to Villarreal, and we did predict that. Villarreal are very good, but other than that, they haven't lost in months. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. After this, it is Real Madrid against Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo lost out to Espanyol. Was quite surprised they didn't get at least a goal in that game. Hopefully, Real Madrid, by this point, have added another W to the column. Obviously, you're watching this before the game takes place tonight. Maybe Real Madrid beat Bilbao. They should do, but again, you never know. They've got 3 draws in a row, which is outrageous. They don't want Barcelona to get any further ahead of them. So if they do win, they'll be on 36, 1 point behind. I think they get another win here. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. And because I think Real Madrid are vulnerable and Celta Vigo are capable, I'm going to tip Real Madrid and both teams to score at odds of 2.5. Finally, Monday Night Football sees Osasuna up against Levante. The last 12 games combined for these two teams has seen 0 wins and 3 points. That's Wolverhampton Wanderers form. That's absolutely awful. I do think Osasuna need to build from this draw, which is a good point against Mallorca, I do think, and win. And I do think they are going to win quite comfortably. Levante, not very good, like I said, with Real Oviedo going to be going down. They lost to Bilbao. They lost to Valencia. They lost to Atletico Madrid. They lost to Celta Vigo. They did draw with Mallorca, but then they lost to Vallecano. So they're not looking particularly good. A good win against Oviedo, but they're the only team I think they're capable of beating this season. So, yeah, I'm going to go for Osasuna to win. And the tip is Osasuna to win at odds of 1.75. Please do go and check out Big Up using the link in the description. They do not offer any better odds anywhere else on the internet. When you've got a game that we're watching over there, the odds you get for your picks are just so good. We're going to be doing another watch along for the Premier League this weekend. So make sure you click the top link in the description. Join the near 320 members over on Big Up. It's completely free. And then you can get in, play the predictions with us, watch the watch alongs. And thank you so much for the support. As you can see, we only joined in October and we've got over 300 members already. So join us over on Big Up. I can't wait to see you there. Here is a summary of my predictions. I think a very good week for the teams at the top. I have got the top 4 teams winning, and you can see why. There's 7 points between 4th and 5th, and they are just the best 4 teams in La Liga. Those teams, as they are, definitely need to be the teams that go to the Champions League next season, and I'm excited to see how it unfolds. Thank you again, as always, for your unwavering support and well wishes. I do hope you enjoy the football, and that is going to do it from me. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video, because we'll be back for more Premier League predictions, and then of course the live stream on Friday, which I know you guys really love. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.